going to YouTube. I'm going to share the video with you right now. Anyone posted that, Chris, are you recording this section? Okay.
I always forget that. Sue reminds me. We had a number of people who wanted to see, but weren't going to be able to be here at 4:30.
Okay, I'm going to share with you the wheelchair Tai Chi 10 forms. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the 10 forms of Tai Chi. I don't know if anyone know Tai Chi exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mind-body exercise. It's designed with, they call the two components called yin and yang balanced. So if you look at the movement, you can see it's interesting. It's combined with the breathing. So use a diaphragmatic breathing. So the movement design is you have an arm on the top, then you have another one at the bottom. If you move one to the left side, the other one goes to the right side. If you move one forward, the other one moving back. This is what they call the yin and the yang balance. So we conducted study, several wheelchair study in different assisted living facility. Also, we conducted study in Atlanta Spinal Center, the spinal cord at the hospital. So we find that there's some significant improvement for the patient, that they can increase the range of motion. Even some of the quadriplegic after like 6 months, and they show me, say, hey, Dr. Wang, you can see I can move my arm more, like something. So they like it. So this is the wheelchair Tai Chi. So is a mind body exercise. So the something I would like to share with you. Some of you may say, why should I do exercise? And so for people with a spinal cord injury, or disability, they really participate in existing health professional programs, nor do they exercise at the same level as individual without a disability. So exercise is important, The reason is a physical inactive lifestyle is associated with secondary complications such as cardiovascular disease, maybe osteoporosis, and lung disease, urinary tract infections or pain or depression. So that's why exercise is important. So the last one I'm going to talk about is the possible collaborations with Rochester Spinal Association, as Chris mentioned. So I would like to continue the wheelchair Tai Chi research, as a therapeutic exercise. So with your group, if your group of people are interested, so maybe what we're trying to do is right now I'm working on there are many Tai Chi video you can see. If you just talk about regular Tai Chi, if you go to YouTube or if you go to Google, you can search for 1,000 Tai Chi videos. But it's really difficult for people to learn Tai Chi from the video. So that's why I would like to work with our gaming or imaging department in RIT to see if we can build a new learning module on the like Zoom. So when you open it, you see my performance like a shadow. So if you put the camera of yourself like this, you can put yourself in the shadow. Then you can follow the shadow to do the exercise. Your arms outside of the shadow, the computer may give you a indication, or say, oh, your left arm is off or something. Like to help people to practice. This is what we're working on, and I'm working on some federal grants and NIH grants to develop the program. So hopefully, some of you may be interested to join the study in the future, or even we can. I'm training some of our students to become a Tai Chi instructor. Maybe they can, we can offer some courses for your Rochester Spinal Association. The second thing,
Dr. Wang, do you know that there is a gentleman, Michael Amy, who is a physical therapist and is trained in Tai Chi and works here in Rochester?
I don't know him. Is he in Rochester?
He is. He works out of Rock Ventures. in Rochester, and I think it's like downtown. And I know we've got a couple of people from our spinal cord community who have taken classes with Michael Amy.
I thought
Wow.
he was just yoga. I do yoga with him. I don't know about.
Oh, not, okay. I'm mistaken. I apologize.
Well, yoga is very similar to Tai Chi.
Yes.
Very
Yep. He does
similar.
adaptive yoga and works well with our upper body, and he puts us on mats and everything. Yeah. So I do that with him every week.
Well, people say, some people say Tai Chi is a moving yoga. Yoga is like a more posture, like you hold a posture, something like that. Tai Chi
Right.
is moving yoga, so something like that.
Exactly. I agree. My roommate does a little Tai Chi, and he's found exercises, on YouTube with just the upper body that I can do with him, and I do it periodically.
Great. Mhm. So that's something I like to work with your association. And the second one is the wheelchair locomotion. I do this research for wheelchair propulsion, wheelchair transfer, like people transfer from your bed to a seat, from your chair to a toilet. I mean, what's the best technique? So we did some studies along these years. And several years ago, we received funding from National Institute on Disability Rehabilitation Research to study how to teach people and to learn some wheelchair skills, such as wheelie, such as ramping, running on the slope, and such as a curb, use a wheelchair to climb a curb. So we did, the idea we did is we watched we borrowed the idea from the Olympic training. They training the Olympic diver use the video. So let the athlete, the diver, look at the video, then ask the diver to mimic the champion's movement. Then they record it. Then they play frame by frame, say, look at it, this is what champion did, that's what you did, what champion did. So they correct the movement, use the immediate video feedback. So we use a similar idea. We record the people doing very skillful wheelie or curbing or ramping. So we show the people. So we have two groups. One group and work with physical therapists to learn the traditional way, through learn the movement from physical therapists. Then the other one just learn from the video. We show them the video. So they look at the video again, then they practice, then we record it. And we play frame by frame to see how you see the model is doing, how you did. So basically, we use the video rather than the physical therapist. So I had the publication, and so from a journal. So we get the good result. But what's interesting is that after we finished the study, the participants tell me, said, hey, Dr. Wang, you show me the video that's no verbal cue and computer graphics indication. If you put something critical frames here, ramping when you reach the slope, or flex your trunk or something, give some verbal instruction. So computer graphics along with it. So they said they can learn much better. So that's what we would like to continue the research in the future for the wheelchair locomotion. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what I would like to share with you, who I am and what we're doing, and my desire to work with your association in the future. So are there any questions?
Now, how often are you thinking of having, I'm assuming having people come into RIT to work with students, or are you thinking just online? You're muted. I can't hear you.
Dr. Wang, you need to unmute.
I'm sorry. I said during the pandemic time, I think we may have to work online. But once the coronavirus is well controlled, I think we can work in person with your group. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How limiting is a limited range of motion with your arms?
I think, you know, my experience, we work with people with like C5 or C4. And I think maybe C3 depends. And even you can have a little bit of arm movement. You can start it. The exercise. You can do what you can do. Just you know, I think it's better to move and the body rather than do not move it at all.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking in your slide about physical activity, how lack of physical activity leads to pain, but then pain tends to lead people to not be physically active. Like how much of a bad cycle that is.
I'm cold. Is there a reason why it's so?
Yeah, it's definitely a vicious cycle. If you're not moving, then your muscles start to get imbalanced and then you start to have pain. When you can start to balance those muscles, you keep them active, you can keep some of that pain at bay.
Yeah, I think the movement is important. Is if you don't move, I think we said your joints may freeze, or if you have an injury in the joints, what happens is you may form more scar tissue if you don't move. So that's why you should move in the right way, follow the instruction of physical therapist slowly, and sometimes even it's like a passive motion. If you cannot actually move it, then you may want to use a passive motion to I mean, trying to get the joint moved. Every time you move, I think you increase the blood circulation. So which is good for the joints, for the muscle, for anything. You know, the other thing is, as we said, you use it, you lose it. If you don't use it at all, you lose the function.
Anybody, any other questions regarding Tai Chi or what's going on with RIT? All right. Hearing none. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you.
Look forward to
Thank
talking
you,
more in the
sir.
future.
Okay.
Yes, thank you
Well,
very much,
hopefully
Dr. Wang.
Thank you.
Take
See
care.
you in the future.
Definitely.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I think Kay, that was you typing the question about is there a class already in Rochester? He's doing his stuff online, like he's got some videos already posted, and I think that what he's talking to us and trying to move forward with is like sort of online interactive or technologically interactive. Like it reminds me of, I've seen those ads for like some of like the mirror, like the big tall glass workout thing that people are like trying to mimic the exercise that the instructor is showing, and it's sort of like translucent where you can see the instructor but also see yourself. So I think that that's sort of the direction that he's trying to go.